Chapter 1, Section 2, Writing Algebraic Expressions. The objective of this lesson is to learn to translate between algebraic expressions and word phrases. In this particular lesson, we're going to concentrate on 4 math operations. Those 4 are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now what we want to do in these rectangles up here is we want to add words to these rectangles that would indicate that particular math operation. So for instance, with addition, the word add would indicate to us that we need to perform addition. The word sum is an answer to an addition problem. So when we see the word sum, we know that addition is occurring. The phrase more than indicates addition. With the word subtraction, if we see minus, we know that the math operation is subtraction. If we see the word difference, we know that subtraction is occurring. If we see the phrase less than, that indicates that subtraction is occurring. With the math operation multiplication, if we see the word product, product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Multiplied by, this phrase is going to indicate multiplication, and the word times will also indicate multiplication. Now with division, the word quotient is the answer to a division problem. The phrase divided by would indicate division. With these examples, number 1 and number 2, what we want to do is we want to write an algebraic expression for each word or phrase. So let's take a look at this phrase down here. 1 more than the quotient of 5 and n. Now there are some key words and phrases in this word phrase that will tell us what math operations are occurring. So for instance, the phrase more than. If we look up here, more than is in the addition rectangle up here. So that would indicate addition. So more than, we know that addition is occurring. We continue to look and we see the word quotient. Quotient falls underneath division. So we know that addition is more than and the word quotient is division. So 1 more than the quotient of 5 and n. So this would indicate that 5 and n, the math operation of 5 and n, in this phrase is going to be division for quotient. 1 plus the quotient of 5 and n. So our algebraic expression could be 5 divided by n, that would give us a quotient, and onto that we want to add 1 more. Now we could rewrite this differently. It could be 1 more than 5 divided by n. Now in this particular expression, the parentheses are not necessary because we would follow the order of operations, meaning we would divide first and then add without the parentheses. However, we can put the parentheses in there and it might just help clarify this expression for us. Now let's take a look at example 2. In example 2, the phrase is 2 minus the product of 3 and p. Let's look for some key words in here. The word minus would indicate subtraction. Product would indicate multiplication. So we have 2 minus. Now we have multiplication, and this word product pertains to 3 and p. So in this case we would have 3 times p. So we would have 2 minus 3 times p. Now we can also rewrite that by omitting or not writing the dot. So we would just have 2 minus 3p, because without any math operation between a number and a letter, that would indicate multiplication or product. We could also add parentheses to help us maybe understand the problem a little bit clearer. 2 minus 3 times p. Now, would 3 times p minus 2, would this expression be equivalent to 2 minus 3 times p? We cannot change the order of subtraction. So This bottom expression would not work for example number 2. Write a word phrase for the following algebraic expressions. So the expression is 142 minus 19t. So we're going to change this into the words from the previous slide. We could write down 142, instead of this minus sign, we could write down the word minus, the product of 19 and t. In example 2, let's first look for some math operations. The first operation that I see is the division, this fraction bar. I also see this subtraction sign. So we can use some phrases that would indicate division, also what would indicate subtraction. One example is 31 less than the quotient of n and 82.